Welcome to Business Blitz, skills, strategies and attributes to help you grow your business. On our panel today we have Andrew Simmons from Vision Personal Training, Rachel Bourke from Sales Space and Geoff Roberson from Champion Legal. Absolutely brilliant to have you all on the panel today.
Thank you for having us.
We are going to be talking sales, and specifically we're going to be talking about sales attributes and sales skills. Can they be developed? And I'm going to throw the question over to Rachel Bourke to start with. Can sales skills and attributes be developed?
Yes, absolutely 100% they can. What you need to value is you need to want to connect with other people. You need to have a positive attitude and you need to have a desire to connect. So it's all about giving yourself permission to be a person of influence. And that's where people normally stumble. But once they're okay with that, then all of a sudden it becomes very fun.
Very quickly, why do people stumble on influence?
Because people seem to give it a meaning that doesn't work for them. So it is all about the meaning that we attribute to something. So when we think of being, as Andrew was saying before, he thinks of himself as being an educator. And so therefore, as an educator, you are influential. I think of myself as a trainer or a mentor, so I like being influential in that case. Geoff, obviously, as a lawyer, he's influential as well. When you see yourself as okay at that, and that's something you want to be good at, then it's great.
I'm now an influencer. So I'm going to hand over to Geoff and ask you about professional services. And you're in law, but the same could be said for accounting and other professional services. I think in the past it would be safe to say that people in your professions did not see themselves as salespeople. Everyone really needs to be able to go through that process and to be responsible for sales and revenue in business these days. How have you approached the change in your business and with your staff?
It's through, well, firstly you start with recruiting. You look for people with the right attitude, the right attributes, and then it's a matter of training. You've got to have a program in your business where you're constantly training people. There's no doubt at all that we've been an influential profession for a long time, and I think the reputation has been there. We speak in legalese. Well, you can't afford to do that. You really have to get the message across effectively, and often that's a matter of changing the language. You've still got to use certain expressions that are there, but really it's how you communicate in a proper way, and that's respecting the clients, being good listeners, of course, to start with. And I think a lot of people, young people come out of law school, they're very good on their black letter law, but their soft skills are not there, and that's where training is essential. You've just got to put the time, you've got to invest in the training, and frankly we do it here. It's more about training people on soft skills rather than on the core skills that we invest in.
Isn't that great? So I hear breaking down barriers, making sure you're speaking in a language that other people understand. We can all be charged with using too much lingo, which is associated with our own industry.
Absolutely.
And if you want to be able to really grow a business these days, you've got to bring a level of awareness to what you're doing and how you're communicating with people.
Yes.
Andrew, I want to come to you because I know that in your lifespan in the health and wellbeing business, you started off selling memberships and personal training at perhaps $1,000, $2,000. You now sell franchises across New South Wales, and they're 200,000, 250,000 up around there. Do the sales attributes, the sales skills develop? Are they different from what you had at the very beginning?
No, for me, it's all been about the same thing. It's about educating people how to, first of all, get great results as a client, but then also educating people how to have a great business. And obviously the fitness industry itself is actually quite young, and it's a challenging thing to actually educate personal trainers on the business skills. So I've simply applied, rather than teaching people about eating and exercise, I simply now educate people about business. So for me, it's all about the same attributes and skills, and I see that as a responsibility as a leader to do that. And then people tend to then buy into that. They tend to buy into the why of what we're trying to achieve. And that's how we lead by influence, and therefore they want to be part of that process.
I get excited listening to both Geoff and Andrew talk about sales because it's a conversation which seems to have completely elevated from where we have traditionally thought of sales as being. Rachel, for people listening here today who want to be able to take that insight into their business, what steps would you suggest they follow?
Thank you, Suzy. I think that it's really important. So step one is to give yourself permission to be good at sales. Give yourself permission to be influential. Step two is to really gain clarity on your scripts, your messages, and your sales system. Step 3 is develop your confidence through practicing all the time. Make sure you don't have one conversation one day and then leave it for another 3 weeks. Keep practicing your sales systems and your messages. The 4th one is to perfect your system. So don't just create one and then never change it again. Always think about perfecting it. And the last point is to be really clear on your direction and your vision, because that makes it very motivational for yourself, and you're able to really focus on your sales conversations and really bring the results into your business.
Fantastic. So for anyone out there who's been having a conversation with themselves which says, I can't sell, I'm a terrible salesperson, listen to what's going on today, replay it, take those strategies and skills and start influencing, communicating and selling in your business. Guaranteed to grow your business today and onwards.